Welcome to ABC Interactive English. That is Matt, and I am Winnie.
That's right. So today we're going to be continuing with a story called A Service of Love. And I think we've maybe began to find a bit about what that title means in that now we've seen that one of the main characters, Delia, is giving up her time to teach piano lessons so that the couple, Delia and Joe, can continue their lifestyle in living together in an apartment in New York, both studying their own art forms.
Right, and so we can tell that Delia is doing this out of love for her husband, for Joe, right? And so I think it's safe to say that her love language would be acts of service, okay? Everyone has a love language, right? And so for her, showing him that she loves him by sacrificing something is really something that's very important to her. It can be hard to do, but because she loves him so much, that is something that she's willing to do, willing to sacrifice. And so there are other types of love languages. For example, words of affirmation. Saying, I love you, I miss you, could be a really great way to show someone that you care about them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't know about these love languages.
Yes. There are 5.
Okay. Was there one of them pizza?
That can be your love language.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are 6 actually.
Yes. All right. So now I know my love language, and we maybe found out what Delia's love language is, but we're going to see how the couple gets on when we get into the story today in part 2.
Delia found a student. She would get $15 for teaching a general's daughter 3 times a week. Joe didn't like that. He would quit his studies and get a job too.
We are looking at A Service of Love, Part 2. Right.
So let's find out what happens to Joe and Delia next. Delia found a student. So in part 1, we knew that she was going to become a piano teacher, so she's now found a student. She would get $15 for teaching a general's daughter 3 times a week.
$15 in that era, that time, I would say is quite a lot.
Right. Back at that time, 15 American dollars was,
pretty decent.
Pretty decent money. Mm-hmm. Okay, and she got that for teaching a general's daughter.
What does that mean?
So this term, a general, when we're talking about a person, we mean a person who is at a high military or high army rank. So they are in charge of the soldiers or the people in the army that are of a lower rank. So they look after everyone below them. They're in charge of everything.
Wow, so a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So this term general, we also often use the word general as an adjective. And general means concerning many things or something that is widespread. So for example, we have a place called a general store. And a general store just sells most of the things you could need. It has everything. It's a general store. And while you might have thought it was like a military store, if you were familiar with the Army General, it's just a store that has everything because general means
the basics.
Everything.
Right, got it. So continuing on, Joe didn't like that. He would quit his studies and get a job too. Ooh, okay, so there are some rough waters because Joe doesn't seem too happy about this. So he quit his studies. So what does quit mean? Quit is a verb and it means to leave or depart from. So in this case, he decided to end his school career, right? So his studies, he's no longer going to go and do what he loves at school, right? We call that a school career, a career in his studies, okay? So to quit, it means to end something, right? So you can also quit your job or you can quit a profession. It means means you don't want to do it anymore or you're unable to do it anymore. And actually, we have heard the phrase quit while you're ahead, okay? And that means when you know something's just not going to work out, so, instead of seeing it at the end kind of fail or break apart, you're going to say, I'm going to put a stop to this. I know this isn't going to work out, so I'm going to quit while I'm ahead.
So interesting that Joe didn't like that Delia was the one making money. So again, when we look at this as a story that's very old, I think at that time it would have been uncommon for the woman in a relationship to be the one making most of the money.
Right. We don't usually hear, the woman of the house. We usually hear man of the house. Okay. So obviously we can tell that this story is not of this time if the $15 didn't give it away.
Right. Because of course today, I think most couples would accept either the man or the woman making the money. It's not an issue these days.
Right.
So we'll find out what happens to them when we come back after the break.
Delia wouldn't allow that. She told Joe,
"When one loves one's art, no service seems too hard."
So a week passed and Delia came home with her pay. To her surprise, Joe came home with $18. He said that he sold a painting. Delia was very pleased. Then another week passed. However, Delia returned with a hurt hand.
Welcome back from the break. So, Matt, what have we learned so far?
So before the break, we learned that Delia had found a student that she would teach piano to, and that her student is a general's daughter, and that she's going to make $15 for teaching this student 3 times a week.
Which is not bad for that time period.
But Joe didn't like that, and he has decided that he will also get a job and give up his studies, his painting studies.
Right. He was not happy about, his wife being the money maker.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, we don't know. Okay, so continuing on. Delia wouldn't allow that. She told Joe, when one loves one's art, no service seems too hard. I really resonate with that quote because it really shows that she really feels passionate about, her craft, her art, and she's not, she's willing to do whatever it takes to make them both, happy. She's willing to sacrifice a lot for her love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she's saying, that doing this work is not too difficult for her because she has that love for her art, and so it's okay for her to be doing this. She doesn't feel like it's something that's too hard for her to do.
And I think it's easier when you have a goal in mind and you have an end goal, so it's not too difficult.
Mm-hmm. So she said she will not allow that. So to allow something is to let something happen or let someone do something. So to have something happen without you doing anything to stop or prevent it from happening. So when she says she will not allow that, she means she will not let Joe quit his studies.
She doesn't want to.
It's too important. She thinks he cannot quit studying. So they need to find another solution. So a week passed and Delia came home with her pay.
Ooh, money time.
That's right, $15.
Right, so let's go back to this word pass, okay? And it is a verb. It means to move or cross. But in this case, okay, it means that time has progressed, okay? So we're talking about the week. It's already happened, okay? So it's past. We know that time has moved forward and it's time to get her money.
That's right, her $15.
Yeah, so continuing on. To her surprise, Joe came home with $18. He said that he sold a painting. Delia was very pleased. Huh, that was quick.
Okay, that's good. So Joe is now making his own money, his own income from selling his art. And if Delia is also teaching piano, they're both selling their art forms and making money. And Joe's happy because he made $3 more than her.
Yeah, it suddenly became a competition between the two.
Okay, but unlike Joe, Delia is pleased. So pleased means having or showing a feeling of satisfaction, so feeling happy about something that has happened. She is pleased to see that, they now not only just have $15 a week, they have a whole $33 this week.
Good math skills.
So continuing with the story, then another week passed. However, Delia returned with a hurt hand.
Oh dear. And for Delia, her hands are probably the most important body parts for her because this is something she needs to play her instrument, right? Her piano.
That's right. As a musician, your hands and your fingers in particular are very important, and to have a hurt hand would really be something bad for her to have.
Right. The plot thickens as if it could get any worse. I'm really curious as to see how this pans out.
Well, you will have to wait until part 3, and we will see you when we get into that next time.
See ya.
Delia found a student. She would get $15 for teaching a general's daughter 3 times a week. Joe didn't like that. He would quit his studies and get a job too. Delia wouldn't allow that. She told Joe,
When one loves one's art, no service seems too hard.
So a week passed and Delia came home with her pay. To her surprise, Joe came home with $18. He said that he sold a painting. Delia was very pleased. Then another week passed. However, Delia returned with a hurt hand.
Hi, I'm Tina. 我们来看这一课的重点单字。第一个 general 名词将军。He was promoted to the rank of general. 他被晋升为将军。Promote 指的是晋升 ，rank 指的是官阶。下一个单字 quit 动词放弃辞去，它的3态是 quit。Zoe quit her job because she was ill. Zoe 因为生病辞去了她的工作。下一个单字 allow 动词允许。Students are not allowed to talk during the exam. 学生们在考试期间不许交谈。下一个单字 pass 动词时间流逝。Several hours passed and Jenny still didn't find her cat. 几个小时过去了，而 Jenny 仍未找到她的猫。接着我们来看重点文法。第一个 3 times a week 每周3次。3 可以用其他数字来替换。Time 在这里指的是次数。Week 可以用 day、year 等时间名词来替换。注意呢，一次多用 once 来表示，2次可以说 2 times 或者是 twice。我们来看看这个例句 ：We order pizza once a month. 我们每个月会订一次披萨。下一个文法 ，to one's surprise， 令某人惊讶的是 ，surprise 惊讶在这里横用单数。我们来看看这个例句 ：To Ken's surprise, his lost keys were found in the kitchen. 令 Ken 惊讶的是，他遗失的钥匙被发现在厨房里。以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法，我们下一课再见，拜拜。
Hey, it's KiWi On the Street. I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie.
We have a lot of visitors in Taiwan all the time from all sorts of countries. But we are often asked questions in English, and sometimes we have to think about it in Chinese. So today we are going to work on some translations.
Let's go. 我要1份5号餐，再加1份薯条。
Okay. I want a meal number 5 and plus French fries.
Very good. So we have, I would like a number 5 and a side of fries. Very good. Good job.
请问可以刷卡吗？
我会这个 Can I pay by card?
Can you pay by card? Of course you can pay by card. Yes. 请问可以刷卡吗？
Can I use credit card?
Can I pay by credit card?
Very good. Can I use credit card? Can I pay by credit card? Very good. Good job. 那我们今天学到了什么呢？
Let's take a look at some other ways we can translate the phrases that we heard today. I want 1 combo 5 and some French fries. You can also say, I would like a number 5 meal with an additional order of fries. The next one is, do you take credit card? Or can I pay by card? And these are the translations that we learned today. KiWi later!